6-2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are playing back-to-back games. The back-to-back thing is very important because they didn't rest their goalie, and actually it's not surprising we beat them. They've let in 22 goals in the last 4 games now, and that is a lot. Why is this? They have a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries, Tampa Bay there, so I feel bad for them. Yeah, we're going to cut them a bit of slack on that, and it's not really a true tester for the Penguins. It would be disappointing if we didn't score 6 of them at this point. And you could tell it was a team that played back-to-back because most of our goals came in the third. So, I mean, it was a team that played back-to-back and a team that hasn't yet played in 2017, which is mind-boggling that we had a thing called a bye week in the NHL during the season, and it wasn't because of the Olympics or anything. We just had a week off and people went fishing. And the Tampa Bay Lightning aren't playing their backup Wilcox while Bishop is out, so Vasilevsky's having to handle the load, and I mean, we're all kind of looking whether they're going to keep Vasilevsky or not, and I think the big lessons here is that he can't play every game. They are going to need a backup for him next year if Bishop does make it a free agency. But that's enough about the Tampa Bay Lightning. We are a Penguins channel, aren't we? And the jersey and the things. So first off, before we get into the game, it was the anniversary of our cup win. So that was cool. We had, for the 50th anniversary, we had the cup wins there, and there was like Shatan and Fedotenko and all those guys. And man, how did we win a cup with Hal Gill? It was such a like ragtag group of Penguins that won that cup, and I remember watching it. Like, I remember staying up really late and watching that game. And it was amazing when Talbot scored. So quick little hit to that. But yeah. First period, nothing happened. Boring. There was a really good save on Holmquist as he like lives in the crease and tries to put it in, but Vasilevsky goes across and makes a crazy save. He had to make a few east to west saves, so I'm not surprised on the 6 goals against also by that point, because you kind of knew that eventually these were going to go in. And man, the Lightning need like a defender. I feel if they're making a trade at deadline, get a D-man. Second period, while they're interviewing one of the older Penguins, which was just awkward and weird. Why do they do that live? I don't understand that. But anyway, Drouin scores because he's versing the Penguins and he always scores against us. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But never fear, Connor Sheary steals a goal from Russ because that was totally going in. That was totally going in, am I right? Am I right? That was going in. It was... oh... stolen, Sheary. That is dirty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. However, you don't mind it. It crosses the line. It is 1-1. We're happy. Eric Fair gets robbed from a pass from Cullen. It's another east-west sort of play. Fair can really put it in, and, Vasilevsky just gets across. Except no, he doesn't, because then Fair does the exact same thing and scores. And an exact same pass, exact same everything, and it was just an amazing shot. And he was like, well, I know where to beat you now, don't I? I mean, fair is fair. He did deserve a goal. Because his name's Fair. Yep. Then Captain Canada. The only reason Team Canada won the gold medal 2 years ago. Captain Canada comes in. Oh, it's 3 years now. I've got to get used to that. It's 2017. Captain Canada, Chris Kunitz, comes in and scores his 4th of the season. Also, Ole Marta gets an assist. He's my favourite Penguin, so we're going to give him a round of applause for that one. He's starting to come a little bit good. I think it has a lot to do with his off-season, having to go back to do military duty and doesn't get any time off to get those sleeps and the hardcore party drugs. And we all know Scandinavians love their Scandinavian disco bar. It does be good, yeah. Captain Canada's goal happened in the 3rd period, the start of the 3rd period. I skipped that because that is just bad video work by me. But then Wilson, about a minute later, gets a breakaway. And man, does he bury those. That's his 5th of the season. He's a handy little player. Look at him come playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if, Game 6, Game 7 and overtime, or a game like Game 7, you got a Max Talbot-like player. It's Scott Wilson. He reminds me a lot of Max Talbot. Then Ole Marta draws a penalty for high sticking, and Nemesnikov, I'm pretty sure that's how you say that. That is a really long name. You look at that name and your brain just pauses. Name Stimnikov. What name in the world has an S, a T, and an N all together, and an I and a K? Stink. But Drouin got an assist because it's Drouin and he's versing the Penguins. We went through this before. This is no surprise. So it's 4-2, you know, there's the little in the back of the head, oh, is there a comeback? But then Castle scores 2 minutes later. It was a pretty easy goal for him. It was just sort of, it was a bit of rough and tumble in front of the crease. Crosby was sort of hacking away. It would have been nice for him to get the goal, but didn't. It then goes across to Kessel and he buries it. At that point, with Kessel also cements Crosby as the #1 player for the Pittsburgh Penguins in points and goal scoring, as you all know, and he's 4 points behind Connor McDavid, who's played like 5 more games in general, but also then the Penguins, and then you've got the other 6 games that he had at the start. But obviously we're the week off, so it wasn't, you know, Malkin wasn't going to hold on to it, but Crosby has now gone above Malkin. We're spoiled. Back to the old video, we are spoiled. Speaking of spoiled, Schultz to Letang on the power play. Letang bobbled it, and then he still shot it, but it was a tired, very tired Vasilevsky, and he just couldn't be fucked with it. He was like, I don't want to save it. And that's the way the game ends, 6-2. Sorry for the brief analysis with it, but it's just one of those games. Like, Lightning aren't playing very well. They've got a lot of injuries. I think they've got 6 people on IR. A lot of goals against. It was just, I would be surprised if the Pittsburgh Penguins didn't do this, even though we had the week off. It's a perfect game to have after a week off, because you are a little bit rusty. I mean, we know that by the NHL, so it's a good, like, I'm just going to dip my toe here and make sure we get the win. Also, division update, Columbus has dropped a few games, so that's good. However, the Rangers have been able to win a few more, so, you know, we're still kind of in limbo on where we're sitting in that top 3. We're currently second. We are 3 points behind Columbus, who played the same amount of games, but if we keep on the track that we are doing, especially with our home record winning 5 in a row, and we've got points in the last 12 games, in that time we're 11-0-1. If we keep that up, we're going to be a really, you know, we're going to be a good playoff team. It would be curious if we got a matchup early that was like versus Columbus or something like that. Right now, it looks like we're versing the Rangers, which would be similar to last year. I think that's a favorable matchup. Like, if we all said, hey, we're going to verse the Rangers first round, I think we'd all be okay with that. However, you got Washington and Philadelphia short behind, and all those will be fun series. You don't want to be able to go out in the first round. So let's hope the Rangers keep doing well, shall we? Anyway, the next game we play is against the Capitals, actually, so it'll be nice to beat them, hopefully. Anyway, that's the whole video. Comment down below, how do you think the Pittsburgh Penguins are going? Also, comment down below, what's your favourite part of the cup we won a few years ago? What was your favourite player back then? Mine was Shatan. Shatan was my favourite player. I always had a soft spot for those, like, tweener, the, like, 3rd and 4th line players. And also, I thought his name was Satan for a few weeks there, so that was interesting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. See you, and bye.